What's up, guys? It's Chief here. In this video, we're going to go over all of our investments for this Fantasy FC Team 1 squad and how you can trade throughout this week to build your coin balance as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. And the first thing we need to hit on is the thing that absolutely just rocked the market today, which was EA releasing this 83 times 10 upgrade. It's repeatable, I believe, every single day, 3 times, and all it requires is an 83 rated squad with a team of the week. So what exactly does this mean for the market and what did it do? So first of all, the first thing you're going to see when you see this is a super affordable SBC outside of the team of the week card. 83s are dirt cheap, so all people really need to go out and purchase to complete this is a team of the week, so it's going to drive the prices of team of the weeks up. And second of all, it's repeatable every single day for the next week, 3 times a day. So we have this refreshing all the time. We have it cheap outside of one item. So team of the weeks have absolutely gone through the roof in prices. I think they're already up at like 27,000 coins, and they were literally like 23k this morning. We go look at team of the weeks right now, and I kind of want to talk and show you guys, number one, when you invest in team of the weeks, how you do it, and how you can kind of get an indicator of when these cards are going to rise. So you can see team of the weeks are 27 to 27,500 coins right now. Now, this morning, I had kind of a feeling that team of the weeks were going to go up this week. So let's kind of talk about why. When team of the weeks are going to absolutely boom like they do today, sometimes there's some indicators that you'll see early. And a lot of times it's that these cards will start rising for no reason. So on Friday, you'll see like Friday night after, like even before content and especially after content, team of the week started to creep up in price. You can see this guy was 21k on Friday. And then by Friday night, he was already 23,000 coins. So before content today, all team of the weeks were already up at 23k. And you'll see this for any of these cards here. You'll basically see the exact same trend. Like Friday, they really started to rise in price. And then obviously they boomed today at content when that 83 times 10 SBC dropped. So when you start to see these team of the weeks kind of rise for no reason, it's an indicator that these are going to be required in the future and it's going to be a great investment. And the reason for this essentially is that these massive trading discords and leakers get a hold of this information in advance. They send it out to people and people start mass investing in these team of the weeks. So whenever you see these team of the weeks kind of start to creep up in price before any content's released, expect that we're going to get content that is going to hammer team of the weeks, and these cards will in turn go up in price. So that's something I saw this morning, that these were already up to 23,500 coins. And I thought, wow, team of the weeks are rising. We don't have any content that's really required them. So that definitely means there's leaks out there that are requiring team of the weeks. So these cards have gone up heavily. And I think team of the weeks are going to be a great way to make coins throughout the week. And it's going to be the same thing we typically do. Whenever we get an SBC that refreshes every single day, we get kind of a cycle in the prices of the cards that are required, because what will happen is everybody every single day at content is going to go through and want to do their 383 times 10 packs. So at content, you're going to get a ton of people buying up team of the weeks to complete this SBC. And then kind of late that night, early the next morning, you might see a little bit of a dip in these team of the week cards, because not as many people are buying them because they've already gone and done their SBCs for the day. And then at content the next day, you'll see a spike in team of the week prices because everybody is able to do the 83 times 10 again. And that's going to be a way that I'm going to be making coins this week, is every single day, kind of like later at night, maybe at least 6 to 8 hours after content time, I'm going to go through and just buy team of the weeks for whatever price they're going for at that time. and then I'm going to sell them for a couple thousand coins more at content the next day. It's a very simple way to make coins. We do it with 84s and 85s a lot with these repeatable SBCs, and it's very much going to be the same thing with these team of the weeks and may even work better. You may be able to list these for 3,000 to 4,000 coins more than you buy them every single day. So that's going to be kind of my main way to kind of like in a lazy way make coins this week. Now, what are going to be my big investments this week? I'm basically going to be focusing solely on these fantasy FC cards and looking to buy tomorrow morning. Sunday morning is going to be kind of my buy time. It seemed like with UCL Road to the Final cards, a lot of their lows were on Sunday. And the reason I mention those is because those are live cards, just like these cards are live cards. And I wanted to kind of go through the upgrades with you guys, just in case you don't know. So the way these cards get upgrades, attackers and midfielders get upgrades the same way. If they get a goal or an assist in the next 4 games, they get an upgrade. If the club wins 2 of the next 4 games, they get an upgrade. If the player makes 3 appearances in the next 4 games, they get an upgrade. If the club scores 11 goals in the next 4 games, they get an upgrade. And this is 4 games in their domestic league. So for Jack Grealish, it would be just Premier League games. And then when it comes to the defenders here, the upgrades are largely the same outside of they don't need the goal or an assist. It is the first upgrade instead of goal or an assist is if the defender or goalkeeper's club achieves a clean sheet in the next 4 games. So relatively easy upgrades. So what we're going to be looking to do is kind of invest in these players that are on good teams, have upcoming games, and are going to get a lot of hype around their upgrades. So for example, Konate here, he's going to be expected to get a clean sheet in the next 4 games. He's going to be expected to win 2 games in the next 4 games. He's likely going to be I don't think he's one of the injured Liverpool players, so he'll likely be expected to make 3 appearances in the next 4 games. And the club has a chance at scoring 11 goals in the next 4 games. That's a pretty hefty ask. I'm surprised they made it like 11 goals, almost 3 goals a game to get that upgrade. But these cards are capable of a lot of upgrades. So let's go ahead and move to this fantasy FC team and talk about the cards that I'm looking at here. So the first ones I'm looking at are going to be some of these Serie A cards. Çalhanoğlu here, I think could be a good option. I think Politano could be a good option as well. And the reason I'm looking at these Serie A cards to start with is an interesting one. Is they play 3 games within basically the next week. You can see I'm looking at the Inter Milan schedule here. They play Lecce at noon tomorrow. They play Atalanta Wednesday, and then they play Genoa the following Monday. So within the next like 8-ish days, they play 3 of their games. So they can achieve a ton of upgrades. So by this time next week, if we go look at Çalhanoğlu here, he could have the wins upgrade. He could have the appearances upgrade. He could have the goals upgrade. Probably not the goals upgrade, but he could have the goal or the assist upgrade. He could already be a 91 rated card next week, which is kind of crazy. And it's the same for a lot of these Serie A squads. For example, Napoli's having a pretty poor season, but by Sunday next week, they will have already played 3 games here. So you're looking at quite a few upgrades happening very, very quickly for these Serie A cards. So I think those could both be pretty good options, especially Politano is super, super cheap here. And like I said, Napoli's having a poor season. And I do want to see if he like kind of starts consistently in the league. So let's go look at, I don't know, Napoli and Genoa here and look at lineups and where Politano did start. So he should get the appearances one, probably a decent chance at the goal or the assist and all that good stuff. I'd imagine they're not going to score the goals, but they do have a chance at getting 2 wins in the next 4. So I do really like those Serie A cards. Even if their clubs don't do well, they should just get a lot of hype going into games. So Çalhanoğlu and Politano are pretty simple ones that I like a look at. The next one here is going to be Iago Aspas of Celta Vigo. He's 88 rated and he's only 30K, and 88s are already 20K. So this guy doesn't really have like room to drop, if that makes sense, in his price. And he's got a decent card, like 4-star, high, left-footed. Not the greatest play style in terms of a striker, but This guy is probably going to get the goal or the assist. He's going to make the appearances. They're probably not going to win 2 of their next 4 games, and they're probably not going to get the goals. But I see this guy getting 2 upgrades and going to 90 rated, because if we go take a look at Celta Vigo's schedule here, they play Cadiz tomorrow. They play Almeida, who's bottom of the table. They play Sevilla and Real Madrid. There's honestly a chance they could win 2 games if they win these first 2 here, which would be a shock. But Aspas, I believe, starts like every single game. He very, very likely to get a goal or an assist in 4 games. I would be shocked if he didn't. So he's going to be one as well I'm looking to invest in. So we hit Aspas, we hit Politano. Molina's an interesting one here that I'm probably going to go into. He's super, super cheap because they just, I believe, drew this morning to bottom of the table Almeida. So he was up at, and you'll see how quickly these prices change. He was up like 86,000 coins and just plummeted down to 50K here. And let's see, they play Sunday next week, then the following Saturday. Like they won't play their 4 games until the end of March, which is the interesting part. But I think heading into this Real Betis game, he could gain a lot of hype here. Like, where is Betis in the table? They're 7th. Atletico Madrid is 4th. So I think going into this Betis game, that card could rise quite a bit. So he's going to be an interesting one for sure, that Molina card. And I'll definitely pick up at least one of him. And then I haven't really looked into the Lyon's women's cards, but everybody says this Majiri card is a must buy, 5-star, 4-star. I guess they're pretty damn good, and she's probably going to get all the upgrades. So a little bit of a longer term hold. And the card is just ridiculous. So I like her. And then lastly, I think Konate is going to be a great buy. Again, a weird one because Liverpool don't have a ton of like easy games upcoming. Like they play FA Cup. They play Carabao Cup, then they play FA Cup, then they have Forest, then they play Europa League, then City, then Europa. Like they don't play their second game until March 17th. So I think it's possible, especially if you anticipate them losing to City, you could wait for them to lose to City and then buy after this. So the Konate card, I wasn't even showing you, I think is going to be a pretty decent buy, but it's going to take a lot of time for it to rise. I think it rises a lot heading into this Everton game here. So that's kind of my look at these FC fantasy cards, what I'm looking at investing in right now, and the reasons why. And then quickly, because my oven is about to go off, I just want to hit on fodder. I think 85s will probably rise this week. 86s, I think, can get close to that 12.5K mark. 85s closer to like the 8K mark. Again, all dependent upon content they bring. I don't think they're going to require team of the weeks all that much more. So I think 85s, 86s, particularly 85s interest me. I think they could rise at least 1,000 coins this week. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.